Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 46 of Direwolf20's Let's Play of ATM10, where today I think it's time to build a really big nuclear reactor. I'm going to go with a max size reactor from Mekanism. Have I ever built a fully max sized one? I know I've built some really big ones. I'm just questioning if I've ever built a full max size one. I think I did at least once, but I don't know. You guys can tell me, I forget. So what I'm thinking is like over in this corner here, we'll build it. Now, because it's an 18 by 18, it's necessarily going to have to cross chunk boundaries. But I don't think that's going to be a big deal as long as we keep all three loaded. So we should be fine. I don't know if we'll need to load all three, but we'll do our best. Cool. So what I'm going to do is start mapping this out. And we can use building gadgets to make this a little bit easier. So I think we should be cool. Let's do a horizontal row, right? And let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does this look like a nice place to start? 1, 2, 3, 4 away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do like 4-ish away. That's, yeah, like that, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if I horizontal row this and not place on top, right? That should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, right? Because that's going to be the max size that we're going with here. It's going to be an 18 by 18. And I assume that that's like external dimensions. I'm always a little fuzzy on what dimensional thing people are going with here, right? So we'll find out. Right, so that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And then from here, we can just do a quickie build to me like that, and that should hopefully be super cool, right? Sweet. Now, my assumption based on how much actual fission reactor casing we have is that this thing expects me to put a bunch of glass on the bottom. So currently I am, oh good, fission fuel assembly rods are almost done. So I think I've got everything I need now. So that would be cool. Loving it. Okay, cool. And then we're going to need to be 18 blocks, right? So 17 blocks up, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 blocks up. Should be cool. Do. We good? I like it. Okay. Um, and because it's such a big height, like vertical wall is how you would normally do something like this, but because it's so tall, I think it's going to be easier to just build to me all the way up. Is that fair? And remember, because we're bound to the AE system, we're able to pull this stuff straight out of the AE system, which is nice. It means we don't have to have all these blocks in our inventory. And hopefully the 4 blocks I gave in the back there, I suspect is going to be more than enough space. So that is cool. Now remind me, Mekanism, are you the one that has the things in the ceiling, or do I put them under? I think you're in the ceiling, right? I want to say that's how it works. Mekanism, fission, reactor. I just want to see a picture of it, and then I'll remember. The first picture doesn't show the top. Hang on. I'm pretty sure this is the one where it goes in like that in the inside of it. So am I gonna have enough glass here? I might be a little bit short. You know, it's probably a little bit short is because it expects me to have 4 reactor ports, right? So that's why. Right, so a reactor port here for like the water to come in. I'm thinking the output can be on the front here for nuclear waste, and then we'll have like the input there. Is 4 about what I'm gonna want? I might want like, so these guys are gonna be we are gonna want to output coolant. Bats. Bats might be a problem. Right? So you're gonna output coolant, you're gonna input, and then you're gonna output waste. Is that cool? So I'll tell you what, this thing worked really well because it did give me the exact number I needed. That's kind of cool. I like it. Now these are, I assume, lock entities of some kind. Oh, is it dark in here? That's dark in here. I hadn't considered that. Let's do... Yeah, you're a little bit dark, aren't you? So let's find roughly the center of this chunk. I assume it's going to be like here-ish. Could I throw a ferro flare lantern like right here? That would be enough to... Hopefully that'll light things up well enough. And if not, I'll put some on the floor. How's that sound? Now, in terms of bats, will the ferro flare lantern prevent bat spawn? So you're from Torchmaster, right? Is there a way to prevent passive mob spawns? Prevention of hostile. Yeah, that's what's up. So I'm going to want one of you. These things go away. And I'm going to want one of you. So tell me what the radius is? In a big radius. Well, hopefully big is this many. I've got a bow with homing arrows on it. I just need to configure homing to target all living entities. There are apparently living entities. And you know what? I think it's going after the Vengeance Spirit. I gotta figure out what the deal is with Vengeance Spirits. Ow! Ow! Killed myself with my own homing arrows. That is actually really funny to me. What's not funny is, where is my grave? That's an exceptional question. Oh, it's in there for some reason. I don't know how that happened. I have no idea how that happened, but there's my grave. How did it get in there? Oh, that sneaky bat. That was rude. Did you see what that bat just did? He literally flew in front of me while I was breaking this glass, resetting the progress of the breaking. That's so frustrating. Come on! Thank you. Ow. It's not going for the player, because it doesn't home in on players. It does, however, home in... Ow. Wow. I guess that freezing debuff actually really hurts. Alright, now where did my corpse go? Oh good, its neighborhood actually belongs. Hooray! I'm guessing that freezing debuff hurts more than I realize. Okay, Direwolf, are we done playing around? I hope so. All right, where were we and what were we doing? We were making more reactor glass, and we were getting rid of all these death points that are somewhat embarrassing. How many of you have ever died when fighting bats? Probably not many. Okay. So now what we're going to want to do, actually, I'll probably want to just break you guys, because we're going to want, from Mechanism, we're going to want you guys to be like checkerboardy, right? So if I do that, and we did building gadget, I should be able to building gadget these into a checkerboard shape. Checkerboard grid. Like that. And so we do that. Oh, that's too much. Wonder if I can, like... Yeah. Tricky. I might have to go just like that. Is that cool? Now you're going outside again, aren't you? But I bet if I did this... It's actually a little confusing prospectively. Something like that. And then... That looks cool. Okay, I can handle that. I am on board. Is this the correct path? I think that's the most efficient way to go. Now, is that all of them? Yes. So see how I have no more to place? That means I did good, I think. Okay. And then finally, I need these guys, which I'm going to do off camera. It's just going to be a whole bunch of build to me's. Unfortunately, I think vertical column is not going to suffice because I need to play, or will it? It might actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, that should be cool. All right, yeah, nuts to build to me, because build to me would, like, miss one, right? So, all right, I'll be back when this is all done. All right, reactor assembly complete, and we're getting the 1920 burn rate that we're supposed to be getting. So that's cool. That means we're going to be able to produce close to 2 buckets of fuel per tick, right? 1920 is like really close to 2000. So that's cool. I like it. All right, so yeah, we're like ready to rock. So back here is where I was going to pump water in, right? Now I'm assuming we're going to have a really big coolant tank available to us, like really, 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 really big coolant tank that we're going to need to pump some in. So first off, you know, step number 1 is the sink. Oh, you don't know how to make these terracotta? Got something smelty. All right, let's try that again. Sink. Oh, we're missing clay? Do we not have clay? Or do you just not know how to assemble it? You just don't know how to assemble it. See, I'm trying to be really good about, like, whenever I need to make something that, like, is like that, I'll be like, let's go home and set up the autocraft. Because I have such a bad habit of just being like, oh yeah, I'll do that later, and then later never comes. right? So trying to acknowledge that. So if I were to get you, laser IO, I didn't mean to do that actually, but that's okay. On the down, I feel like we're gonna need like a bunch more of these, so I'm gonna get them. But on the down, what's my current? I think I buffed fluid transfers, or maybe I didn't. Can I do 40 buckets a tick? Is that where I'm at? Yeah. Now this guy, we probably don't want to show particles. So that's going to fill up. I mean, 40 buckets a tick is pretty good. But what we should be able to do is get a card cloner. And on the down, we should be able to clone you. And now you're all doing that. Now, real for fun, we're just going to show particles. And as a reminder, the way the laser node works is only one card can be activated at a time unless you install node overclockers. Okay, node overclockers will allow you to overclock the node, allowing more than one thing to run at a time. So if we install you on the down face, all of them should be running. So like by default, one runs. If you put 5 in there, it will allow 6 to run at a time, right? So like plus 5. Cool. That's not terrible. Nice. For funsies, just because we can, let's get more fluid cards. And then on the down, we'll do you, and then we'll paste these guys in. Okay. And then we'll get 1, 2, 3. Cool. And now 8 is the max you can put in there, right? And now this thing should be transferring a lot of fluid. And now we can turn off particles to save our FPS. So yeah, that's filling up this water tank really quite nicely, which is cool. I'm on board. I think this is good. So that's step 1. I assume we're going to need a really large, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring you right down here. How's that sound? And hopefully that'll be sufficient. I feel like it's putting light blocks inside the reactor, and I feel like that might be okay. I don't know. I guess we'll see. It doesn't seem to be having a problem. It just, the reactor had to like, reconstruct itself. See, it's reconstructing itself. But yeah, we're good. Coolant sufficient. Hopefully when it's running, we will be transferring fast enough to keep up with the coolant usage, especially when we combine it with like, a really big reactor. So let's talk turbines, right? Not from Extreme Reactors, but from Mekanism. Is there like a nice handy, that's what's up. So 17 by 18, is that where we want to be? And 2 valves should be sufficient. I think so. We can always make more if we need. So these are the numbers that we need for this guy, right? So I think it's time that we go home and teach this thing how to make turbine bits. So you're going to need turbine casings, and then you're going to need turbine valves, and then you're going to need the pressure dispersers, and we'll find out if there's anything we're missing here. Structural glass, I know I'm going to need. You rotors, I need to figure out who made this mod that lets me like look up this stuff, because I love it. I love it so much. So I'm going to need you. And I'm going to need vents. And I'm going to need the electromagnetic coils. Now is probably a good time to pause and put them away. And then we're going to need the glass, and I think that's it, actually. So I think we're cool. So now let's start planning for what we need here. So I'm going to start at the top again. So I'm going to need 192. And I'm going to craft all this off camera. If I run into any problems, I will come back and tell you. If I don't run into any problems, I'll be back when all the crafting is done to show you. Is that fair? Cool. Be right back. Oh, available for, yeah. So I want to wait until that's done crafting before be right back. Dude, this is really funny. I have no idea where my personal shrinking device went, so I'm making a new one. I've been looking for like 5 minutes, and I don't know what happened to it. So anyway, back downstairs. So you're cool, right? And we're gonna have to test to see if this area is chunk loaded or not. Worst case, I just chunk load it, right? Like I can do that. I just don't know for sure. Now we're going to need, if we want to make this turbine, it's going to be a width of 17. And a height of 18, right? And if we compare that to our Mekanism reactor, right, it's a width of 18. So slightly annoyingly, you're going to be like a few blocks difference. So let's just go with this, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, right? So I'll kind of like line it up so the front is the same, but then back it'll go off by 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, right? So that'll be 2 blocks off. I might move this whole thing over. I don't see why not. Are we in... Oh, that's destruction, not cut and paste. So you to you. We make it like 2 blocks apart? I kind of like that. 2 blocks should be enough space, right? Man, you keep wanting to reload, don't you? Why did you lose coolant? Where's all the coolant going? I'm wondering if this guy's like messing with him. You think so? Pot? Doesn't feel right to me. He should definitely not be doing that. All right, so I'm going to get rid of you. I don't know if he's the problem or not. Right, so we'll just let all the... And then we'll just turn on our... Is that cool? I think that's cool. I don't know if he's the problem or not, but in the interest of being careful, we will be careful. Hey, look at that. Cool. Okay. And then we want a height of 18. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 blocks up equals a height of 18. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bing, bang, boom. Is that cool? And now if we check, we should have no more turbine casings. For structural glass, this should be easy. You're going to go... Do you not render? That's funny. Structural glass must have some kind of weird or specialized rendering to it. Now, in fairness, you are 17 by 17, so I think that's too big for this thing to behave itself. So in terms of a horizontal wall kind of deal. A little bit too much. That's what I get for flying. Now, in fairness, it actually occurs to me, don't I want to... Why are you rendering that? You should not be rendering that. Yeah, it occurs to me the top of this needs to be that. I have to remember how to build these. The bottom can be all structural glass, but the top no. All right, so cool. Yeah, I think we're good now. Is that cool, or are we missing one? Might be missing one line of it. Wondering if my... It's weird. Why are you rendering like a random block of ores like that? There's no reason that should be happening. I mean, like, I kind of get why it might be happening, but it's very weird. Does it happen when I do this? No. So he's 100% behaving himself. I guess he's failing to render this, and he's using like a cached render somewhere. That's got to be it. That's the only thing I can explain. Because like, for the interest of performance, I only draw this line of blocks once, and that's whenever it changes, right? So like, I draw it, I like build the structure once, and then I put it on your screen every tick, right? So that it, you know, so it's only drawn once because building that render takes a lot of processing time, and putting it on your screen takes very little. So I draw it once and cache it, right? And then when I move, it has to redraw it. So like every time I change the length of it, it's redrawing. So for some reason, this thing must be cached from somewhere, maybe a copy paste gadget or a cut and paste or something. And yeah, I don't know. I don't have a good explanation for why that's happening, but it's happening, and that's fine. All right, so let's remember turbine building. All right, so we want turbine vents on the ceiling, right? And I'm going to assume that I have enough. Looks like it. Now, how many vents do I have left? 121. So let's do U. Is that cool? Right? Because we do turbine vents go on the outside. How many more vents do we have? 61. So we'll do U, 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 and U. And now for vents, we have like 1 remaining, which is rough. But you know what? That's okay though, because I think vents. I wanted 200. No, vents we wanted. I think vents we had 1 extra of. 345 we need, because the vents make 2 at a time. So I think we're actually cool with that. I think we're cool with that, but we'll validate once things are done. Okay. And then inside here, we want to put saturating condensers all across the top. Okay. So saturating condensers will be all the way across the top. That we have the right number of saturating condensers. Yes, 118. So they go in like the top center area. So let's make that like a horizontal wall kind of, or a surface mode. I think surface mode would be cool. Like roughly centered. $118. That's pretty darn close. I'm cool with that. Trying to decide if that's a problem or not. I don't think so. Okay. And then we're going to want electromagnetic coils. We need 4 of them, and we're short 4 here. And these go inside the saturating condensers. So I think what I'm going to do... You're off-center anyway. See if that's accurate. That looks right to me. Right? Guess I just want to know exactly where the center is. And it's 4, so I just put them anywhere? I've never done one this big, I don't think. So we're like figuring this out for the first time ever, I believe. Right? And then we can fill these in here. And be cool. I feel like I have an extra one. You know why? Because I said I don't need all of them. So now, yeah, we're cool. All right. So, just want to check. The must be placed directly above the location, must be connected together. So I don't think it matters how they're connected together. Okay. So yeah, I think we're cool. Right. Now we definitely want a rotational complex right in the center, which I assume is here. Is that about centered? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. Good eye, Direwolf. Okay. And then pressure dispersers go around it. Okay. So if I put this here, and we made this a horizontal wall, that seems cool. And that actually used every single one of the pressure dispersers that I had available, which feels really good to me. I'm liking this calculator, because so far, it's really correct, right? And then we just do turbine rotors down. Right? This is why I'm doing this on camera. Plenty of times I've done this off camera, but like this thing's doing a really nice job. Okay. There's that. And yeah, I think we're cool now. And then now we can do you guys coming down, right? So if I did vertical wall, do you think that would be cool? We'll just want to make sure that we're like relatively centered. Did that work or no? I feel like it didn't. Don't know why you're being weird with this structural glass stuff. Oh, because you're still in vertical wall, please. Does that feel right? Feels pretty right to me. That's off by 1. There we go. Neat. Right? And then we're going to want U, which realistically should be here. So let's replace this, and I'm going to move U. Reactor glass. No, you will go here. Port goes there. Now you're happy. You're no longer being weird, so I think the Feral Flare Lantern was causing problems with it, but I don't know for sure. Okay. So that is the vent is just like that's cool, right? Okay. And then we need these guys, and then we should be pretty cool. If I'm at all lucky, I did this correctly. Nice. Dude, that is cool. And then your results should be a max flow rate of 15,000 buckets per tick. Yeah, it is. And a capacity of 25.894. Yes. Nice. I don't know why it says limiting, but I'm going to trust that we're cool. Vents 345, right? Where's the vents? That's these. Are we cool still? Or is that a problem? That might be a problem. I think the vents have to be above stuff. Yeah. So no, I think we're cool. Yeah, I think we're cool. I think this is good. I think this is good. All right. So we have a max size turbine now. Sweet. All right. So let's say we wrap up the episode here. And then what I'm going to do is come back next episode and we'll start working on fissile fuel. Right? So that's what we're going to ultimately need. Now, raw material wise, we're going to need a lot of uranium, probably more than we currently have. Now, we're doing okay on uranium, but we might need to amp up our production of it. Because my suspicion is that we are not producing as much as we will ultimately need. Like, we have one uranium. We can always make more seeds, right? So let's not forget that's an option. But we'll definitely want a lot of that, right? So we're going to need, like, fissile fuel. So like raw material wise, and then there's also like other ways to get fissile fuel, but raw material wise, we're going to also need sulfur, don't we? Because we need yellow cake uranium, which is uranium, right? So we're going to need uranium ingots. Let's note the raw materials that we're going to need, and then we're going to need fluorite. Ooh. I wonder if that takes longer. I like that there's a fluorite block recipe. We might try that. I don't know. We'll see. I'm curious if it takes longer. And then water vapor. This is the better route to take, as I recall. Sulfur dioxide. So we're going to need sulfur, which we may need to set up a seed for. Okay. But yeah, that should be cool. So you'll make sulfur dioxide, 100 millibuckets from sulfur. Or you can get 2 millibuckets, which is clearly not cool, right? We definitely want to 50x multiply that. All right, so yeah, that is cool. I'm down. So let's wrap up the episode here. Yeah, definitely not worth doing sulfuric acid that way. You definitely want to do it this way, unless there's like some cool liquid sulfuric acid. Modern industrialization has that, which we will get into at some point, I'm sure. So yeah, these are the raw materials we need. May or may not have sulfur going. I will make sulfur seeds between episodes. For now, though, ye old wrapping up point. So I will 20 sign off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Yeah, we definitely need sulfur seeds. Tier 2, so Prudentium. Take it easy.